Sup tubes. Yeah. This is a cigar roach that I had in my ashtray. This is a banana smash Swisher Sweet. These things are pretty good. Take a gentle puff on it. The inhale definitely tastes like strawberries. The exhale has a bit of a banana taste to it. That's really good. Even on the red light. Now, I just finished my wand. And the handle of it has a cobra right there. Yeah, I made this wand for myself, and that didn't turn out half bad. It's actually pretty cool looking. The combination of things that I used to hold this in place to the stick worked out very nicely. It's dry enough to where I can show it off on camera just a wee bit. And you can totally see the cobra right there just chilling. Yeah. Not too shabby of a wand, if I do say so myself. Although having this gigantic cobra head at the bottom of the handle is going to make the handle of this very top heavy. So if I'm carrying this wand on me, I can't ride the bike because it would fall out of my pocket, but walking around with it, you know. Right there's where the drill broke off, the piece of it right here. But I drilled the hole deep enough so that basically it's in there. And then I took some of that Gorilla Glue that dries clear, glued it on there. And I took some wand tape and then spray painted that wand tape black, with the glue drying underneath the tape and the paint drying on top of it. And I gave it a good solid day to dry. I'm definitely going to be adding more black paint to the handle. You know what I'm saying? Like right in this area right here. That's what it looks like so far. Now when tape mixes with paint, the chemical reaction, yeah, it takes a lot longer to dry, but when it dries, it's solid as a rock. And you can't tell me this black and green wand with a cobra at the handle isn't sick, because it is. You got this gnarly ass pointed wand on one side, and then it doubles as a scepter as well. But, yeah. I had a fan contact me on YouTube asking for advice on how to get a girlfriend, and my best advice to him was be yourself, have some confidence, and don't act like you're looking. Just play it smooth, you know. If chicks find you attractive, they'll stare at you. It's just fact, you know. And they're not gonna come up to you. You gotta go up to them. Simple as that. But if you got chicks checking you out, then you know you're attractive. That's just plain and simple, YouTube. Case in point, I've had chicks checking me out before, and you know, which is cool, but at the same time, you know, I don't have to rush into the first thing that hops along my way. You know, when you rush into relationships, they end rather nastily, or sometimes are unpleasant. The second thing I'm gonna fucking say. Now, this is a hypothetical, but women will say one thing and mean the complete opposite. It's not the hypothetical. But the hypothetical to that would be, you know, if your girlfriend's cranky because she's got her visitor or what have you, and she wants ice cream, so you being the loving boyfriend that you are willing to drive to the store to get her ice cream. And it's not about getting the puss, it's just about making her happy, you know what I'm saying? So all you do is ask her what flavor does she want. She says chocolate, so you go to the store to get chocolate ice cream. And when you come back, she gets pissed off because she wanted strawberry. And that's just stupid, to be honest. And then that right there is an example of what I'm saying here. Now, ladies, you can't expect men to understand what you're thinking if you pull shit like that. When you pull shit like that, of course, men are going to be like, well, then why didn't you say you wanted strawberry ice cream? Why the fuck did you make me waste gas? You know, and chances are, YouTube, that if you're a woman and you have a caring boyfriend who's willing to drive to the store to get you ice cream, regardless of the matter, if you would have told him you want strawberry, he would have got it. But sitting there wasting his time getting chocolate and then getting pissed off because you want strawberry, that doesn't solve anything. That's just creating a fight out of nothing. If you want strawberry ice cream, you should have asked for it. You know. And it really just depends on the culture, I guess, behind it, because dating is oddly enough different with different cultures, you know. And with women in the United States, a lot of them, you gotta act like you don't care. Which, you think if you want a woman to notice you, you act like you care. But no, check this out. This is, you know, a little tip from me to you. Okay, you act like you don't care. Now check this out. You got some attractive chick at a drinking type scene. Could be at a bar, hot rod show, whatever, you know. And she got dudes buying her drinks left and right. And if you're ignoring her, and she's checking you out, because I guarantee you, she'll be like, okay, what's this dude's story? You know. And if you play your cards right, you know what I'm saying, she ends up going with you. She ends up going with you. All these other dudes are like, oh, fuck. I just wasted money to buy her drinks and she's sitting in his lap. Damn it, man. Yeah. Got that window wide open, and I got the fan blowing, so all this tobacco smoke was immediately out the window. Mark smooth. Now I have about a little over $300 in my wallet, and I'm gonna try to get my shotgun fixed. That'd be sick. But the gun store is not going to be open on the 4th of July. It's a national American holiday. Yep. Which, of course, I'll be playing the national anthem, not right now, but later on. Like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know. If I built my dream house, it would have a, 44 bells in it. 43 of them would be a carillon, and the 44th bell would be pulled on a rope. And there's a specific note that I want for the rope rung bell. Have you heard the song by Greg Goroth called Sorg? In the opening of that song, you hear a bell. That's the note. That's the note I want for that bell. Just where you pull it. Yeah. And carillons are cool, man. They're giant ass bell towers, and where the player sits at this wooden console with these pegs just sticking out like a piano, so to speak. And you hit these pegs with your fist like that, and these pegs are attached to the box and connected to wires inside the box. The wires then shoot out the top of the box, and they go into the tower, and they're connected to individual bells that are stationary. They don't move, but the clapper is attached to that wire, and it rings them. And you can do some cool shit with carillons. Of course, if I won the fucking lottery, I'd probably get a grand carillon. That'd be sick as fuck. 63 bells opposed to that 64th bell with the rope swung. Oh yeah. And the way the tower is set up, if it's 108 feet tall, that's just tall enough to separate everything nicely. And it'd be a solid wall going through it all the way up, and it'd be hollowed out to fit everything, you know. It'd be like the safest tower, the clock tower ever to climb, you know. No ladders, all stairs. Yeah. You walk into the belfry, there's the Grand Carillon sitting there with the rope in front of it. You walk over to a door, open it, there's a staircase, winds up some more. Open a door into the bell room, oh boom, boom, look at all these sick ass bells just sitting in a room with the swinging bell sitting on the floor of that room. So I could walk up to it and like, you know, look at it and shit. Each bell on my clock tower would have a hot leaf engraved on it. All 4 bell tower shutters would be able to open from the inside with a lever at the same time, just that lets air in and out. And the mesh wiring on the bell tower shutters would be thin enough to let air out, but also thin enough that it would keep pigeons and shit out of my clock tower. Yeah. And there'd be a lights that lights up the Carillon room, and then there'd be a light that lights up the bell room, and a light that lights up the clock tower, all 4 clock faces. It'd be like a bright neon green. That'd be sick as fuck. Now, if I'm building the clock tower to be that tall in Wyoming legally, to build a clock tower that tall in Wyoming legally, I would have to have some kind of strobe lights on top of the tower that would let planes flying by know not to land there. And if the clock tower is shaped like an old school Victorian Second Empire cupola tower, I mean, you got the mastered, tall ass mastered roof on top, and then just below that you got the 4 clock faces, and then just below that, those 4 clock faces, Down a couple floors, you got the bell tower shutters right there. Just, you know what I'm saying? You got the clock faces right here, and the bell tower shutters just below it. Oh. The cool thing about a Grand Carillon is like 63 bells. A Grand Carillon is normally 60 bells, but a 63 bell Grand Carillon, that'd be sick. If the mansion's built 4 miles outside of Casper, Wyoming on 20 acres of land, surrounded by pine trees and maple trees and shit. Yeah. Now my dream house would be solar powered and wind powered. It'd be eco-friendly on electricity. All the toilets would conserve water. There would be a circular hibachi grill in the middle of the kitchen, and a stove and oven off against the wall with the fridge and everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this mansion of mine. If I win the lottery, I would become a rock star, because that's the only way it's gonna fucking happen. But trust and believe, YouTube, my dream house would be fucking sick. If I took a selfie of it with it behind me and posted it on Facebook, people would be like, "Oh." Now I'll let you in on something that's pretty cool. If I built my dream house, I'd give you a grand tour and put it on YouTube, starting at the front door, and just walk through it and be like, yo, check this shit out. I'd build the house with a solid steel roof and solid stone walls. There'd be cement and lead with the frame to make it apocalypse proof, on top of being eco-friendly, and all the windows on the house would have submarine glass, so it'd be super thick and hard to break. This house would be indestructible, built right, eco-friendly, and it would survive an apocalypse. And on top of that, it'd be built to stand up to Wyoming wind. Land out here is a lot cheaper than somewhere more populated. And, you know, if I got my own little oasis surrounded by maple and pine trees, that wildlife would spread. And that house would have paid for itself in like 10, 20 years, because solar energy is eco-friendly, and yeah. But what if I played Vegeta's theme on the Carillon? Just down, 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 down. That'd be sick as fuck. You cannot tell me that would not be sick as fuck. And with a 63 bell Carillon, that allows you to do a lot of songs. I could play the national anthem. That'd be cool. That'd be a fun instrument to learn. Yeah. And if I go through a Mera clock to build my custom clock tower. Yeah. So I put like 4 individual green lights on the corner, on the top of the clock tower, on the roof, just 4 spiked bright neon green strobers that I can turn on from inside the clock tower. A couple switches going in there. One switch, all the light switches would be in the Grand Carillon room. One switch will flip on the light for the Carillon room. One switch will flip on the light for the bell room and clock faces. And then the third switch will fucking switch on the strobers. If I built a Grand Carillon, it'd be Grand Carillon number 6 in the United States. They're very very scattered and very rare. I'd be part of an exclusive club if I did do it. That'd be sick as fuck. Caroline ringers coming around from around the world just to see it. Like, whoa. Yeah. What is Americlock's number? 1-800-666-1221. They specialize in customizing your own bell, clock tower, or steeple repair. They do that kind of thing too. They repair clock towers. Yeah. Now, if I won the fucking lottery, there's a clock tower in Arizona that I would pay Americlock to fix up and make it actually work. And every time it stops on the time that the clock face is frozen at, it would chime. That'd be sick as fuck. Now, if I won the fucking lottery, I'd donate some of that money to fix the drinking water in our country. In areas of the country where it would cost like $2-3 million just to fix the drinking water for a large population of people, I'd do it. I'd be like, look, if the government wants to waste its money bombing the fuck out of countries that didn't do shit to deserve it, okay, whatever. That's wasteful and pointless, but whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna wear my "We the People" t-shirt for the 4th of July because our founding fathers grew hemp on their plantation. You know, if Donald Trump found out that Americans spent $53.3 billion on cannabis alone last year, he would shit his britches. He'd be like, that's a lot of money. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah. Double-barrel side-by-side shotguns are relatively easy to fix because there's less moving parts. You take it to a licensed gunsmith, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And then get some black and green zip ties. Because I have a shotgun sling for my double barrel shotgun that wraps around the stock just fine. But the part that attaches to the barrel slips and slides. And I had guitar strings holding it on, which looks sick as fuck, but then the guitar string poke you in the back and, you know. I got like a couple of black and green zip ties. I know how to do it to where the zip ties aren't going to obstruct my view of the bead sight, you know. But it'd be enough zip ties to hold that sling in place so I can carry it on my back. A lot of people who have double barrel shotguns and want to put a sling on, they'll have a gunsmith, or they'll do it themselves if they know how. They'll install a swivel arm, which that can weaken the frame of your barrels, and you end up splitting your barrels, and it's just like, So Shotgun Connecticut Company decided we're gonna make a sling for a double barrel shotgun. That makes it easy to slip on and slip off, and it's a lot cheaper and a lot more convenient to go with something that's made for it versus, you know, yeah. I've heard mixed reviews on installing a swivel arm into your side-by-side. Putting the screw for the wooden buttstock isn't the problem. It's tapping a screw into the bottom of your barrels to hold the other half of that swivel arm. That becomes the problem. You spot weld it, yeah, but you can't split your barrels after a couple rounds of shooting. And if you split your barrels on your shotgun, dude, that's expensive as fuck to replace, dude. And there are some gunsmiths here in town that will only take certain guns, because there are certain guns out there that have just way too many moving parts and they're a nightmare to work on. So, you know, do your research. One of my friends' mom took her pistol to this gun shop, and it's been working good ever since. Like, it hasn't malfunctioned once. So, yeah. And initially, it would be cheaper to take my shotgun to a local gunsmith than it would be to send it to the factory and pay for shipping and all that. Stoker Industries could fix and replace everything that needs to be fixed, but you factor in the cost of what you're looking at practically paying you'd pay the price of a brand new side-by-side just to fix it if you went through Stoker to fix it. It'd be cheaper and smarter and quicker and easier just to fucking go to a gunsmith here in town and fix it. Yeah. And be responsible with your guns, people. I don't keep my shotgun loaded unless I have to use it. That also means keeping the hammers disengaged. And as soon as you break it open, you hear that the internal hammers engage and it's good to go. But as soon as you close it, you can't just boom boom. That safety engages before you can fire the triggers. So that's a nice little safety feature. Yeah. And in Wyoming, it's perfectly legal to own AR-15s, AK-47s, M16s. They can't be fully automatic. You can fire them single shot, And yet, ironically enough, Wyoming has the lowest crime rate when it comes to guns. Gun crime in America is super low in Wyoming. Why do you think gun crime in America is super low in Wyoming? I'll give you a guess. It's because Wyoming's one of the loosest gun law states out there. You can't own a sawed-off shotgun, but you can own an SBS, which is a short-barreled shotgun. Great for concealed and close-quarter shit, but they're harder to control because of how short they are, and the recoil's a bitch. So for now, I'd much rather have a full-stock shotgun. It's easier to control, and you get more distance when you shoot it. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoy the sport of shooting YouTube. It's quite fun. Peppering a broken washing machine because you can. And if I couldn't get 4 miles outside of town, 34 miles would be decent enough. It's taking a minute to grow this shit out right here, but that's coming in nicely, very nicely, very nicely. I definitely had a little bit of alcohol to drink when I got off of work, so I'm definitely gonna need to drink some water. Balance me out a bit. Balance me out, you know what I'm saying? Hold on a second, tubes. so that on Wednesday, which is my day off, I can take my shotgun and get it estimated, and if I had the money to fix it right there on the spot, just like boom, drop the cash and give the gunsmith my gun. They'd be like, alright, we'll give you a call when it's done. Simple as that. Hell yeah. I do enjoy shooting my 12 gauge. That's quite fun indeed. I wouldn't mind giving skeet shooting a try. I'd be down to try it. Blasting clay circles out of the sky. Pull. And I'd have to be a complete retard not to notice. So it's not YouTube. It's not that I can't get a girlfriend. I can. I'm very capable of getting a girlfriend. It's just that when you're a YouTube celebrity who plays guitar and sings, the chicks dig bad boys who play guitar and sing. That's just a given fact. But it can also be intimidating, and not necessarily in a bad way, if that makes any sense. You know. I mean, you gotta think, if I have like 5,600 to 700 plus subscribers, that doesn't include the people who watch my videos but don't subscribe. The thing about YouTube is you don't have to subscribe to watch someone's videos. It just helps the YouTuber you like watching get recognized, you know. Normally I'd spend the 4th of July with my friends or my family, but I'll be working, which some people will be like, what? I'd be like, I'm cool with it, you know. It feels good to be working again, and I like where I work, so, you know. Where do I work? None of your business. Speaking of which, I informed the head chef, who's one of my bosses at work, of my situation that happened at Wendy's. I told him, hey, I got screwed over by Wendy's because of some shit that the YouTube trolls were pulling. I do YouTube videos on the side as a hobby, you know, and I also mentioned that I haven't mentioned where I worked. I've been very good about keeping that a secret. And the reason why you don't know where I work is because, well, when YouTube trolls found out that I worked at Wendy's, they would call and prank call me at work and shit, and then fans would try to get a hold of me because they want to talk to me. So it was like, you know, I appreciate that fans want to talk to me, but you know, but call me when I'm at my job, you know. And when I had YouTube trolls fucking with me at my job, and then it got to the point where they sent false customer complaints to Wendy's International. And after 4 years and a month of loyal service to Wendy's, they're like, oh, we're gonna have to fire you. You know, they didn't want to let me go because of the one reason they were gonna let me go. You know, they were gonna let me go because they were remodeling the store and they no longer needed a lobby attendant. Which I understand that. If they would have let me go for that alone, I would have been like, okay, that's cool, you know. But firing me because of what some assholes did to me on the internet is pretty fucking low, you know. And I find myself asking the question, YouTube, what did I do to deserve that sort of behavior? The answer is nothing. And I'm not the only YouTuber that gets fucked with. You know, and when I see other YouTubers getting fucked with, it pisses me off to no fucking end. Because it's like, why? You know, the thing of it is, YouTube, when people are so desperate to ruin your life that they have this unhealthy obsession with fucking with you, it really speaks a lot about their life, doesn't it? It speaks bold details about their life. Any individual or individuals that is willing to dox people and get them fired from their job and shit like that, it's fucked, you know? And it's like, you know, if you don't like someone's videos, you don't have to watch them, you know? But getting jealous at somebody because they're more famous than you are, and to take out your anger and hatred and jealousy, you turn that into harassment. Because when you do that kind of shit, when you fuck with people like me, and you know what I'm saying, like that, it just shows you're jealous. Check out my Bic tubes. It's got the American flag and the Declaration of Independence. That's a pretty patriotic Bic, if I do say so myself. Yeah. Like, I'm literally flabbergasted, you know, at some of the shit that people have done to me and other people, you know. Life is full of surprises, YouTube. Straight up. I can meet some smoking hot goth chick someday when I least expect it. And if it was awesome, you know, some things are worth the wait, you know what I'm saying? I kind of figure any man who has the patience to learn guitar, which is number 6 on the list, what list, you ask. There's a YouTube video called 10 Most Difficult Instruments to Learn How to Play, and guitar is number 6 on the list. Go figure. You know, when I first got into guitar, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I could use it to pick up chicks. Alright, you know. But then it became something more than just that, you know. It became a tool for expression, an instrument in which I could hone my musical ability. Yeah. I could play some mean guitar for that national anthem video before I actually play it, you know, build up a bit, just start shredding like crazy, you know what I'm saying. If I was living in my mansion, I'd play guitar as long as I wanted to. But when you're playing guitar and you live in an apartment complex, you can't just play it at all hours of the night. That's highly inappropriate and disrespectful, you know. But sitting here casually bullshitting with you for a YouTube video, that's perfectly acceptable. Literally, once I get my shotgun fixed and my full-time hours really start kicking in, I can save up for whatever the fuck I feel like saving up for, because it's my money, you know. No, straight up, if I won the fucking lottery, I'd donate money to fix all the drinking water in this country. United States of America would have clean drinking water in the areas where it needs it. It'd be done. I'd drop the money and be like, boom, it's done. Straight up. I mean, if this was the Founding Fathers' Day, back when this country was originally founded several years ago, they didn't have clean drinking water back in the day when George Washington and all his buddies were writing the Declaration of Independence. George Washington grew hemp on his plantation, so I see the "Weed the People" t-shirt as my most political and, oddly enough, patriotic shirt that I own. The government, the United States government, loves money. So it's a wonder they haven't legalized pot already. And here's the kicker of it. There are 4 people in the United States that get medical marijuana from the government. And if you're a medical student, you can study weed that the government sends you, but the weed that the government sends you for medical research is purposely grown to have no medical benefits, so it halters progress. Yeah, think about that for a second. That's some shit, man. Now, basically, I want to lay some political facts on you, man. Basically, President Obama got handed George Bush Jr.'s mess and was just about to fix it, but then he had to leave office. His 8 years were up. And then Trump took office. There's a petition going around the country to impeach Donald Trump. If it gets signed, enough signatures sign it, then Donald Trump will be forced to resign as president, and Bernie Sanders, being vice president, will take over and become president. Oh. Is what I have to say to that. And I look at Donald Trump and I'd be like, feel the burn. Hillary Clinton does have experience with the job, but I have a hard time trusting her. You know, it's just... And believe me, I think it would be awesome if a woman became president. That would be very progressive and forward for our country. You know, I think the media would probably lose its shit, you know. You thought people went crazy when Obama took office, you know, which that's pretty fucking cool. You know, if Martin Luther King could have seen the first black president take office, that would have been fucking awesome. But alas, people are dickheads, racist, bigoted dickheads. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is. A racist, sexist pig. You know, Donald Trump talks about being a businessman, how much money he's worth, blah, blah, blah. On his campaign trail, Donald Trump said he's going to create jobs, fix the economy, it's going to be great. Well, could you imagine, YouTube, if the entire United States of America was just completely legal for medical and recreational use on marijuana, and legal for industrial hemp use as well. And we were actually using these products for what they were supposed to be used for. It would be insane to think, yes, but imagine Now, I told you before, Americans, I've done the research, Americans have spent $53.3 billion on cannabis alone last year. That's a lot of fucking money. You could literally use that money to better educate our children, give teachers a better paid salary, K through 12 through college, all the way up. I would also use the tax money made off of marijuana to give children from preschool to college, you know, from children to young adults going to college, free lunch. Why the fuck not? Because you can't expect your children to get a proper education if they can't afford to eat lunch. And in some cases, it's pretty disgusting, YouTube. I've seen the news article where children are getting made fun of in school because they can't afford to eat lunch. Like, that's some fucked shit, man. That's some fucked up shit, man. That shit really pisses me off. If they're not getting bullied by their fellow classmates, lunch ladies are dumping their food out in front of the children who can't afford to eat it. Or children get stamped with a stamp on their arm that says, I can't afford to eat lunch, and then it gets a big old smiley face on it. And in some cases, children are being forced to wash dishes and trays to make up for their lunches. And that's child labor, okay? That's not okay. You know, it is important to teach the value of a hard day's work and a good work ethic to children, you know. Children get to a certain age, you know, and that's basically, lemonade stands is a perfect example, as it is summertime, you know. As it is summertime, children will make lemonade stands. It teaches them, you know, good work ethics, you know. They want that bike or that fucking pair of rollerblades or whatever. So they get a lemonade stand going and they sell lemonade until they get enough money to get that, you know. And that's actually a good building block for that sort of thing. And the sooner children can learn something like that, the better. You know, if children learn the value of an honest dollar, it's good for their future. It really is. But Donald Trump tried to take away Meals on Wheels for senior citizens. I don't know if he actually succeeded, but holy fucking shit. Any president who tries to do that, any fucking president who tries to do that, is gonna make George Bush Jr. look like a fucking Harvard scholar, for fuck's sake. And deep down inside, a lot of Trump supporters are going, dude, come on, you're being a schmuck right now. You're being a fucking schmuck right now. Let me ask you something, Donald Trump. What if you were a disabled, broke-ass, elderly person? There are some elderly people who are so disabled they can't just drive their car to the grocery store, pick up groceries, and carry them. No. Meals on Wheels comes around for senior citizens who can't get out and about as much. It allows them to eat, and it's a wonderful program. But if Donald Trump's privileged white ass, orange, I'm sorry. We went from having the first black president to the first orange president. You see that shit? You see that shit, YouTube? No, but if Donald Trump's orange ass had to rely on Meals on Wheels to eat, he wouldn't be trying to take it away, I guarantee it. Oh. That shit just... man. And then Donald Trump bombs the fuck out of 5 different countries just because he can. Hashtag fuck the nukes, man. Straight up. I say every country on this goddamn miserable planet grows a pair of balls, takes all their nuclear weapons, and disables them. Straight up. fuck the nukes, okay? You want to fight a war, do it the old-fashioned way. On the field or in a fucking jet. Okay, because people need to realize that you start fighting with nuclear warfare, that could trigger some fucking disastrous shit for Mother Earth. If Mother Earth is attacked with nukes because countries can't just get their shit together or whatever over stupid bullshit, and those nukes hit a bunch of different places at once, that can start a chain reaction. Volcanoes all over this planet would go off at the same time, and everybody on the planet would be dead in an instant. So nuclear warfare doesn't solve anything, really. You know, countries like to be all big and tough. I got nuke heads, what do you got? You know, my nukes are better than your nukes, and it's irrelevant, because when you're fighting with nuclear warfare, it does not matter. And I'm not trying to talk shit, but if you're fighting nuclear warfare, you're a fucking pussy, because you can't, you know what I'm saying? Seriously. And if you don't want to use humans, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think using humans would be a lot smarter. It's not as dangerous, you know, because I don't see why somebody else should have to suffer because countries don't get along. You know, it just seems stupid, to be honest with you. Some random innocent person halfway around the world's gonna die because of some stupid shit, you know? Fuck off with that. I would say send all the nukes to space, but you gotta have some consideration for civilizations living in space. You don't want to pollute their shit, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be smarter just to disassemble and properly dispose and get rid of all the nukes. Just fuck the nukes, forget them. No, fuck all that. You want to fight a war, get your guns, get your boats, your planes, and you know what I'm saying, which is a bit more sporting, to be honest with you. You know, and this is the fucked up thing of it. There are some states in the United States where pot is so heavily illegal that if you get caught with one marijuana cigarette, you're getting 15 to 20 to life for one marijuana cigarette. That's so stupid. And then on top of that, you're seeing pedophiles and convicted rapists and sex offenders getting less prison time than marijuana possession. That shit makes my blood boil harder than any fucking volcano on this miserable planet, YouTube. When convicted sex offenders are getting less prison time than pot possession in this country, that just makes my blood boil harder than any fucking volcano, man. That shit, ooh, that shit pisses me off more than me getting bullied on YouTube, to be honest. That shit pisses me off more than any bully ever will on social media, because that's just fucking asinine. You want my solution for the sex offenders in this country? You give them 9 months in prison, and then you make them fight a gladiator death match against each other, and the survivors can get hunted off by civilians. You'd be able to go into a gun store and get a pedophile hunting license, which would allow you to break into a convicted sex offender's house and kill them if you wanted to, or you could slowly torture them. That would solve a lot of problems. Which some of you might think that's inhumane, but you know what? Fuck you. Sex offenders are so many inhumane motherfuckers, man. You want to stop pedophilia in the Catholic Church, you need to let clergymen have sex with people who are willing. It must be protected. you know, safe sex that's consensual, and birth control should be involved, and the person must be 18 years of age or older. You do that, and I guarantee you, you know, and they shouldn't be doing it in the first place. That's not the point, I know. But that's kind of fucked, you know. That's why I question the existence of Sky God. Is we're told that God loves all his children, but then his children are getting molested in a Catholic church. Like, that's bullshit. YouTube. Bullshit. Sick motherfuckers. Have a couple drinks, smoke a little bit of tobacco. And when I've had alcohol and I get on a little political tangent, man, I just, ooh. It needs to be said, because, like, if I keep all that inside, you know, all that venting inside, it just, ooh. It's gotta be said, YouTube. It's gotta be fucking said. And I covered a wide variety of fucking topics here, man. This is why people watch this shit. It's a fucking hour long. Yeah. People want to know where I work. None of your business. That's where I work. And you know what's sad, YouTube? People have tried to bribe my friends into giving away where I work. That's pretty fucked. Like, you had your fun with getting me fired from Wendy's. You can't just let me have a job and make an honest living for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I've already informed the head chef about the bullshit with the trolls. And I've told him that I haven't mentioned it on YouTube. And I'm not going to mention where I work, because that's stupid, YouTube. And the head chef, when I told him what happened, he had this look on his face like, oh man, that's fucked. People stoop that low? Oh yeah. Someone doesn't like your opinions on whatever you do on YouTube, they'll fuck with you. Just because they don't like you. They'll fuck with you in a good way if they like you, and they'll fuck with you in a bad way if they don't like you, you know. That's good pipe tobacco. One second. That'll help with the smell of the tobacco. If I keep the window wide open and the fan's blowing all the smoke out the window, you light an incense stick. That'll help with the smell of the tobacco. Now the flavor of the incense is Japanese cherry blossom. It smells good. Working full time. I haven't made very many videos, but that's alright. Because I can always make videos, upload them to my desktop, and then upload it to YouTube. Which it's a pain in the ass to upload it to like 2 different platforms. But if the video is an hour long, I'm not gonna burn out my fucking data uploading that shit to YouTube. Fuck that. Mm-mm. No, but the video is like 4 to 5 minutes long. That's not gonna burn data uploading. You know. Dating is like a king cobra hunting in the wild. The patient king cobra always gets his meal. That's one way to look at it, I guess. You really never know what's going to happen in life. You know. You really don't, YouTube. Life is full of surprises. And yeah, your situation could be worse compared to someone else's situation. And it could be better, you know. That's just it. The glass is not half empty or half full. It's half a glass, you know. You gotta let the tobacco dry out. Otherwise you go to smoke it in your pipe. It's moist. Pipe tobacco is moist in general. And you gotta fucking torch it with your lighter. It's cheaper than cigarettes though. And so far I've only bought like 2 packs. I got a shit ton of pipe tobacco though, so that's why I only bought like 2 packs of cigarettes. So what do you do when you find one of your female co-workers to be attractive? Nothing. You play it professional and do your job. Focus on your work and stay busy. Acknowledge it inside your head. Don't deny that, okay, if you find one of your opposite sex co-workers to be attractive, don't kid yourself and say that you don't find her attractive, because that's not going to do you any good. You know, but don't acknowledge it out loud or jump into anything, you know. Play it professional, you know what I'm saying? There are 2 reasons why you should not date your coworkers. Reason number 1, it can be a distraction from your job. You're thinking, damn, she's fine and I'm dating her. That's what's up, you know. It doesn't necessarily always have to be a distraction, but it can be. Reason number 2, if you two break up and you have to work the same shift that day, that's just super fucking awkward, man. Like, in all honesty. There is no written law that says you can or cannot date your coworkers, but that is just a piece of advice I'd like to give you all on YouTube. You know, I need to have more confidence in myself, but not have too much confidence. If you're way too confident, you come off as arrogant, and that's, you know. And just because you're good looking doesn't mean you act like a snob because of it, because that shit is so superficial. Not all attractive people act like that. See what I'm saying, tubes? You know, the ones that do can fuck off, in all honesty. Just because you're attractive doesn't mean shit. The world doesn't owe you a fucking thing, you know. But to be fair, attractive people do get treated better in society, and that's just the unfortunate reality of it. Yeah. looks are not everything, but if there's no physical spark between you two, if the two of you do not find each other physically attractive at all, it's not going to happen. That's just the nature of it, YouTube. Which, that's the sucky part of it, yes, but that also plays an advantage. If you got chicks checking you out, then it means you're attractive. It's just plain and fucking simple. You don't let it go to your fucking head, and you play it cool, and you act casual and modest about it. And that makes chicks find you more attractive. That's just rocket science, genius. No, but check this out. Act like you're not looking for a girlfriend. Act like you don't care. Watch what happens. Chicks will treat you differently if you're confident enough, but you don't act like you're looking, you know. It'll make them want you more. That's Tactics 101, man. Don't tell anybody that I told you. Shh. And I think to myself, should I spend that much wisdom on YouTube, or should I keep that a secret? And I think, no, that needs to be shared. Oh, I could already see it happening. People are going to be giving me shit about it. A Saunders, so-and-so's here. I'm going to be like, so? That's cool, whatever. Exactly how that's gonna play out. You can't accuse me of nothing if I'm showing off a car at a hot rod show. No, literally, once I get my shotgun fixed, I can save up for whatever the fuck I feel like saving up for. That's the beauty of it. You earn that right when you bust your Asperger's to make a living. The pipe's getting a wee bit hot. Let that bastard cool off. This is how Gothic King Cobra packs his cigarettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And repeat that process 2 more times. Yeah, Marlboro Smooths aren't half bad. These fucking cigarettes came out when I was in high school, believe it or not. I was just barely old enough to smoke. And, when I was old enough to smoke, I could go get a pack from the store during school hours. I could leave campus for lunch, you know. And I wasn't supposed to have tobacco on school grounds, but if they didn't see it, they didn't know. It was the way I look at it. I take the one in the middle right there. There's Lucky number 1. And then the left one right here. There's Lucky number 2. Just like that. And you see right there, that's a nice pack. A nice pack job. A fresh pack of these smells so good. It's like a Yorkshire mint. Oh. Marlboro Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson. Okay, that was a horrible song reference. Smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what you said, what you said. Yeah, here I am, on the road again. There I am, up on the stage. There I go, playing the star again. You can't tell me Metallica's remake of that isn't sick, because it is. Because I haven't made very many videos lately, that's why I'm making this video so goddamn long. This is my ashtray, where I keep all my tobacco pipes. And I keep this fucker empty of cigarette butts. Yeah. And, the incense stick with the window wide open and the fan blowing it all out the window works nicely. It hides the scent of the tobacco and it purifies the air, you know, it's awesomeness. Of course, I don't think I'll need to put more paint on it because it looks like it dried pretty solid. I might do some paint up here, actually, right around here, because down here it dried. This thing's solid. That's a seriously kick-ass wand that I made for myself. So I might have to do another coat, or not necessarily another coat, but like a little bit up here so that it dries like it's supposed to. Now what I'm going to do is put and spray paint this entire handle with some black spray paint, let it dry, and then have it drying with the trash can underneath it so the paint doesn't get on the carpet. And then stick it in the vice clamp down just like that. I'll let this son of a bitch dry, but it's getting there. This is one dope ass looking wand. I'm definitely getting better at making these. Here's the black spray paint. It's a good thing the window's open too, because some people do not like the smell of spray paint. But making wands is a great way to stay out of trouble, you know. If I get good enough at them, by my standards, then I will start selling them, you know, and all that. But I gotta get supplies, and not only do I gotta get supplies, but I gotta get better at it. And my phone's about to fucking die, so I better plug that shit in. Plug that shit in. There we go. Just like that. You know, I went to dinner with my family one night, and my stepmom, was giving me shit, you know. She goes, "So, do you find any of your female co-workers to be attractive?" And I had the appropriate response. I said, "My job is to wash dishes, not focus on the waitresses, you know." It doesn't mean I can't have a conversation, you know. Casual A and B conversation is perfectly acceptable, you know. But you can't be a creep about it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's easier to reject dating than to get rejected by dating. That is the truth. That's as real as it gets, man. I keep my bills paid. I keep my bills paid. I keep the place clean. Now I got a job that I'm maintaining. That says a lot, doesn't it? You know, because people would see the long hair and the spikes and be like, "Who is this thug?" You know. Please. Now having that cobra head at the heel of that wand might make the handle of it top heavy, but totally worth it. The blade itself was unable to reattach to it, but I can make a handle for the blade out of some stuff. That's not too difficult. Dirty ass glasses. Until then, this is King Cobra JFS with another video. I'll definitely catch you cool cobras later.